Okay, we're back for the third video on Let's Play King's Quest 2. Um, we're gonna go ahead and open this mailbox. Lo and behold, when you open the mailbox, you see a basket of goodies. Oh wow. Okay, so we get goodies. Okay. I remember seeing, I think, some YouTube video, I believe it was, I think it was about the remake of King Quest 2. Somebody made a comment about the mailbox being an advanced technology for its time, which makes you think, or which made me think, if it's King's Quest is supposed to be a fantasy world, why indeed are there mailboxes? Because especially that style of mailbox is pretty recent technology, if you want to say. Anyways, we got the goodies, and so let's go try to find Little Red Riding Hood. See if she'll appear. This is one of the kind of annoying thing about these random event sequences for these kind of games, because she doesn't always appear. But again, for its time. Okay, there she is. What is this? It appears you have run into Little Red Riding Hood. She looks a little troubled. Okay, let's find out what's going on. Talk to girl. Tearfully, Little Red Riding Hood explains that someone stole her basket of goodies while she was picking a bouquet of flowers. Could you please help her find it? Okay, what happens if I say no? No, but really, okay, if somebody took her basket of goodies, why is it just simply one screen over in her grandmother's mailbox? I mean, again, this shows if you were playing this game even for the first time, you wouldn't really have to spend too much time to try to figure it out, probably. And that somebody took it and put it in her grandmother's mailbox, it seems like it's a practical joke that somebody's playing on Little Red Riding Hood. Maybe your own grandmother did it. Instead of like some wolf taking it or a troll taking it off into some cave and you have to go hunt for it. No, it's just right in the next screen in the mailbox. So yeah, again, one of these little things in King's Quest 2 that makes it feel like it's kind of cheap. But on the other hand, I mean, it's kind of cool to see the little old fairy tales being used in the King's Quest series so much. Generally, mostly a lot of them taken from the Grimm stories that came out of Europe. But yeah, if you have American reference stories too, and like from the famous death line or scene from King's Quest 1 where the witch gets you the gingerbread house and says that you're a gingerbread man, or is that a graham cracker? But stuff like that's pretty good. And I've taken, after getting back into these King's Quest games, I've also been starting to look back at the old tales. They're pretty good. So it's cool that Roberta put a lot of those into the games. And also you gotta remember too, our generations are growing up on these video games. Before that, they didn't even have video games back then, and that's all they had is their fairy tales. So that's what influenced the authors of the games. So it's kind of interesting. Anyways, so let's go ahead and give her the goodies. She runs away a lot. Give goodies. You must specify who you wish to give it to. Okay, I like the parser system where you have to type in the commands and whatnot instead of just using a mouse. like some first person shooter or the later King's Quest games. But, this is where I think it gets a little bit too picky, where, specify who I wish to give it to. I mean, if there were like 20 characters on the screen, then okay, but there isn't. Anyways, let's go ahead and satisfy her. Anyways, give goodies to girl. Okay, this little Red Riding Hood runs around a lot. It's hard to catch, probably more than any other character I can remember from Final King's Quest games. Okay, there you go, caught her. Gratefully, Little Red Riding Hood accepts the basket of goodies. In return, she gives you her bouquet of flowers. Alright, finally. The interesting thing about that is that once you give her the goodies, whatever her goodies are, she starts hopping around and skipping around and bouncing around all over the place and acting really happy. It's kind of cool. So even back then, they found ways for their characters to be able to express emotions that you could read in the game. Okay, so she has her little bag of goodies, and let's head north. Okay, there's the Witch's Cave, or the Bat Cave. That seems like what the little black symbol is over the cave. And also there's that Easter egg here where the Batmobile is supposed to come out of the cave sometimes. When I was a kid, I used to really like watching the old Adam West Batman TV series. It's pretty fun. In a corny kind of way, I liked it even better than the current Batman series. But does not look like it's gonna come out for me, so let's just go no Batmobile. And yeah, going again back to the random events that happen in these games. One thing is that back then in these games, if you didn't have the internet, so they could just go down and download GameFAQs or anything like that, and get a guide, or if you've never beaten the game before, back then when the game first came out and you're first playing it, it literally took months to play the game. So getting the random events made the game probably a little bit more interesting. And back then, and I used to do this too, you used to draw little maps and write where characters came out and stuff like that. That's just the way you played the games back then. So it might be annoying when you're doing like a let's play now, but back then it was probably a good thing. Anyways, next we've come to this little tree house, which again is another little thing that's kind of annoys me because it's just too simple and just seems cheap, because you can just walk up and open the door. There's no key, there's no little sub quest that you have to do to figure out how to get in there. You just open it and get in, and you can get into the little dwarf's place. So yeah, it just feels a little cheap. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here, and we'll continue it for next time.